3-year-old Moni White died a tragic death in hospital. Now his parents have decided to tell their story.
It was, just a blessing, really. He was so bubbly and just so strong, and he just always used to wake up with a smile and just loved to be around people and his family. He absolutely adored music, and he would just, before he even spoke, he would listen to music tracks. He just loved music. So he was the best child that I could have ever hoped for, that we could have ever hoped for.
Just like any other child, running around, playing, laughing, joking, going to school, nursery, stuff like that.
Moni was born with a serious heart condition and was placed under the care of the Royal Brompton Hospital. But when he was rushed into his local hospital, Northwick Park, in July 2012, staff there failed to follow the Bromptons' advice. Coroner Andrew Walker was so concerned that he wrote to Health Secretary Jeremy Hunt calling for better information sharing across the NHS.
Whenever he had to go to a local hospital, they were just never equipped to deal with his his specialist heart condition, and it became apparent over the time, and we spoke to the Brompton about it when he was seriously ill at one of the local hospitals a few times. He had suffered a cardiac arrest, and as a result, one of the clinicians there, she drew up a plan which was really to put him on the emergency radar for everyone, and that everyone had to follow in an emergency to make sure that he had the best chance of survival. It was an ongoing problem. It was, if I say problem, that's an understatement. It was an ongoing, real deep concern, to the point where I actually dreaded in my own heart having to actually send him to the hospital, because I thought they just don't know what they're doing. They don't have the expertise to deal with him in the right way. And the November before Monet passed away, we wrote a letter to them to say, our position, which we've always said, which was that we couldn't understand why he had to keep coming to the local hospital where they can't manage him, and in the same amount of time that it takes to get to Northwick Park is the same amount of time that it takes to get to the Royal Brompton. And again, we just were not getting the answers that we needed, and they sent a letter response saying that they would look into this, and they would look into that, and we would have a meeting so that we could coordinate Monet's care, which never happened. They said that they would have Monet's files on the system when we came in, because they weren't on a previous occasion, they weren't there on the day. So it's a shame that we are in this position now. I think from our perspective, and not just our perspective but many parents' perspective, we are just absolutely tired of hearing the same thing. There's been a few cases recently in the press of similar situations, and it's not just one hospital, it's not just one child, those are different children at different hospitals. And I think now something actually does need to change. I mean, the coroner has obviously issued the Section 28, but we don't want that to just be a token piece. We actually do want something to change, and so for us that means that one thing is there has to be better coordinated care with children like Monet, who have really high special needs, and it would be best if bigger hospitals like Great Ormond Street or the Brompton actually had a proper A&E service, or somewhere where children like Monet could automatically transfer to without having to have to go through to the local hospital, which can't treat them, and then go on to the specialist hospital in the end anyway. So we've started a petition which we're really eager for everyone to sign, so that everyone can make a stand, really.
Northwick Park's chief executive expressed his heartfelt sympathies and promised action, but the case has highlighted concerns about the care of children caught between London's specialist and local hospitals.